Good morning or afternoon, first years and muggles. I am the wizard, and this is your next lesson. Now, in this lesson, I will be teaching you about the what if of what if Deku is a gamer. Now, before anything, and I get into the world building, this will be a one shot, unless you want it to. If you don't want it to, because I can pretty much detail this out a lot because I didn't. At first, I didn't put a lot of thought into it, but then I thought about it, and it can be really good. So, anyways, let's get into this. Now, the way this My Hero Academia world would work is, they don't have quirks, and I've seen a lot of gamer, I guess, Dekus where they don't have quirks. And I'm gonna or not a lot, but like that's a good premise for this, and I'm gonna follow that. And so this is how it's gonna happen. They don't have quirks, but they have reaction speed, and they mostly center around games. So they have say if you have like the quickest reaction speed ever, like you were like Ida, you would be more centered around speed games because your eyes just pick up these little things. And then telekinesis, you would be more keen to be able to lift things and focus to where they are. And if you had an intelligence quirk, you could do puzzles and all that. And so it's those kind of games that the My Hero world is centered around. Now, you can do streams, and there's streams all around. You can be a small streamer and you can get donations, and that's how you live off. And so, but you can get a normal job too to help out. But the everybody's main winner, all right, breadwinner, I guess you would say, job is to stream your games and try and rise to the ranks. Now, to rise to the ranks is very hard and precarious because you would have to show that you are very talented, one, at your game. Two, you would have to be on like a massive winning streak. And if you lose any, you could be halted, or you would have to restart your progress from wherever you last started off. So, say All Might became on like this big losing spree, and he dropped down all the way to 1,000 for his speed and I don't even know what All Might would be. He would be, I guess, fighting simulators. Yeah, I guess he would be fighting. No, because that would be more of Aizawa's. No, let's go with Aizawa. So Aizawa is number one for fighting simulators because he's just really that skilled. Now, I know there might be a few betters, but they've all been retired and whatnot. Or like, Aizawa is just like the most popular. So let's go with that. Okay. Now, as we move on, so let's say Aizawa gets on like 100 or so loss streak, and he drops down to top 1,000. He would have to go and do double, maybe even triple, to get back to number one and hold down from who and try and hold back the title from whoever was number one after Aizawa fell down. So it's very hard process to stay on top if you fall from grace. And if you do, you pretty much retire. Unless you are super young and you can just go on the grind again. So yeah.
So that's how the ranking system works. And now let's explain how how you choose which game you know. That would be there's this massive game, and you start playing it at 4, and it has all the categories from how there are speed the people with speed quirks have eyes that adjust quicker, so play. They find out via this game that they are really good at speed games, so they start playing that to get better than like a Chaco's gravity. She would figure out that she has an easier understanding of gravity, and she would start playing gravity games, and so it's like that. So like Denki would figure out that he's good at electricity games, and Jiro would find out that she's good at sound games and music games. So that's how that would happen. And then for I get uh what is it? And then this is how the hero schools will happen. They If you want to be a hero, you more orientate yourself to becoming you or not orientate, but you more gravitate to the ways of kindness and goodness and all that. So you would play pretty much the hero, and you would go and help NPCs and be helping out on if for noobs and all that. So that's how the hero part of this would work.
As for the villain side of things, they mostly lean toward destruction because they just they want to see the world burn. That's the best way. And then there's gonna be Izuku. Now Izuku finds the middle ground. He can see he sees the point of villains, and he sees the point of heroes. Uh, he he just he's the middle ground. He can on depending on the game or what he's feeling for the game, he can either be a hero or villain. And yeah, his gamer tag is lone no, not lone wolf. Wolf of Midnight, cuz he usually uses dark skins, or not dark skins, but like purple, like midnight colors, but like, and then he always has a wolf companion if he can have a wolf companion, or has like a wolf emblem or something related to a wolf. He'll have it, and he'll have dark colors. So that's pretty much his gamer tag. That's how he knows. That's how you know who this middle person is between this fine line of quote unquote heroes and villains. Um, I totally described the game. I did. Okay, so yeah. Um, so at the age of 4, Izuku starts to play the game to figure out, which game modes he's most asserted to. And we soon find out that he can play every single category and has the untapped potential to be number 1, which this is the first of its kind. It's extremely rare to get this. It's like 1 in a 10 trillion. So Izuku is born with the amazing luck, and his IQ is through the roof, because to be able to do what he's gonna do, his IQ has to be so damn high that it just makes honestly, I don't even know who it would make look like an idiot, but I was gonna say Iron Man, but there's people smarter than Iron Man. But yeah, whoever's the smartest in the MCU, it makes them look like an idiot because of how much untapped potential they have, or he has, in IQ. So yeah, so once Inko finds out about this, she immediately pulls Izuku out of school and starts homeschooling him to, because everybody knows that once that if so either the heroes or villains found out about Izuku, he would become he would how do I he would be in a rank merge. If I didn't describe that, I'm just gonna do brief overgrab. Higher the rank you are, you can get into a marriage forcefully from lower ranks. So that's how. If that's pretty much it. It's like current marriages, but for ranks. Uh, Sorry if I didn't do. If I did mention it and I just forgot. It's mostly because I did the first part for like the first 6 minutes and 20 seconds yesterday or Friday, and then I did another part after that, but it wasn't that bad, so it wasn't that good. So I'm doing another part to, I'm redoing the second part. So yeah. So rank marriage. So Inko pulls him out, starts homeschooling him, and Izuku starts to play all the video games. He starts to get really good at them. His favorite is fighting sims, but he also likes RPGs. He pretty much he likes action, like the genre action, like for like fighting and where you have to grind to become the strongest. He likes those kind of games more than anything else. So yeah. So he starts to stream at the age of 6 his exploits in all the games, and he mostly focuses around one fighting simulator, or the kind of fighting simulator, so nobody can notice that he can actually play all the game genres and can be number one. So he starts to play. He starts to play that. He goes, he streams, he plays, he grinds. He starts to gain a big following because of how just it looks, how skilled he looks and is whenever he plays, because he can execute the hardest combos without, and it looks like he's not breaking a sweat. So that goes on for a little, and one day at the age of 10, he goes out. He goes to the groceries. He goes to help his mom to get the groceries, and he goes and he bumps into someone, and it's this girl with blue hair, like a turquoise eyes, pale skin, and you can tell just from the looks of her that she likes shooting games because she has, I guess you would say, like a leather jacket, sort of some type, and skin tight um crop top, yeah, and some nice shorts. I don't know. I'm just describing it. Uh, Nobody probably knows who it is, but I will reveal this later on because it's gonna be important to the story. But yeah, so Izuku bumps into this and her, and they both fall down. And Izuku gets up and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, miss," or "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going." And the girl's like, "Oh, no, 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 it's fine. I'm sorry too. It's just I probably should have been looking up instead of looking down." And as Izuku makes the off comment remark saying, "Well, looks like we both were looking down instead of looking up to the sky." This gets a chuckle out of her, and because it's a bad joke, but it's just like a cheesy bad joke. So yeah. Um, Izuku's like, oh, I'm Izuku. And then Inko calls Izuku. She's like, Izuku, come on. And then Izuku's like, coming, mom. And then he says to the girl, um, I see you around, cause so we can hang out. And the girl's like, yeah, me too. And yeah, they get the groceries then, and then they come back. Um, they go back to their house. They make food. They make whatnot. Um, and yeah, uh, time skip to age of 14. And by now, Izuku has claimed the title as number 2 of fighting, but is edging his way close to number 1 against Aizawa. But it's super hard to, because it's like every time Izuku gets number 1, like a few days later, Aizawa gets number 1. So it's a back and forth battle between these two characters, or these two. And everybody's just like watching and just like waiting in anticipation to see who would give up first. So this goes on for a few months, and then finally, by like the complete accident, Izuku and Aizawa load up into the same fighting game. And let's say it's Mortal Kombat. I don't know who. Shoto likes to use Smoke, and Izuku likes to use Scorpion. I don't play Mortal Kombat. Like I do, but I don't as much as I should. So I don't know any characters. So don't hold me into anything. So yeah, they load up into like an online Mortal Kombat row, and nobody realizes it at the time until when it says who's actually fighting. Because let's say it's like blank, and then they're like, gamer tag, are you ready? And then other gamer tag, are you ready? And then it's like, fight. So the Mortal Kombat announcer's like, Sleepy Man 101, are you ready? And then Shoto's like, ready, but like hits the button to say ready. And then Izuku just like, oh shoot, I'm fighting against Aizawa as soon as that name was said. And then the announcer's like, Wolf of the Midnight, are you ready? Izuku then hits the button to hit be ready. And Shoto, once that's said, he's like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to face Izuku or the Lone Wolf, because that's what the other nickname he gets. His gamer tag may be Midnight, the Wolf of the Midnight, but everybody calls him Lone Wolf because he doesn't have any friends as far as anybody knows, and that's true because he's mostly in his room gaming and streaming and all. So yeah. Um. So then it's like, round start, fight. And then so they start fighting. I don't know any moves from Mortal Kombat. I think so. Actually, how Izuku would start would be to throw out his scorpion spike, whatever, the spike with the chain spike to hook onto Smoke, draw him in, and then execute a punch, jump, and then he would jump up, and then he would kick, and then land behind Smoke and do a back kick, I guess. But instead, Aizawa would turn into Smoke and counter out, and then charge in to do punches. I don't know anything from Mortal Kombat, so I'm trying to do stuff here. And I don't know. This would continue on for a few minutes because they were just really evenly matched. They would try and execute combos, but the opposite person would uh, swiftly dodge these combos. So then they would have, and then the person that thought so it would be like this. Izuku would initiate a combo, and then Izuku would counter the combo with a counter combo, and then Izuku would counter combo, and then Aizawa would counter combo, and so forth and so on. And this goes on for like a few hours because of how well it is. Because it goes on for I would say like 2 hours at most, and it's intense. It's very intense. Then after these 2 hours of them button mashing, and mind you, this is like the first round still. They've been fighting in this one round for 2 hours, and I know that seems unlikely, but they were in let's say this is like Mortal Kombat 100, and whenever you do online versus, there's a unlimited amount, no, there's overtime if nobody can do any damage, which has happened. So, and the overtime keeps on increasing if nobody can really do damage. So it keeps on going on for 2 hours and whatnot. And it's overtime, so whoever lands the first punch is considered the victor, and round 2 will start. So that's how I'm going to play this out. And then, so Izuku finally was able to land a chain with spike land just randomly, because it was, they kind of found out each other's patterns, and Izuku decided to switch it up and just pull out a chain, or a chain throw, I guess you would say. I guess that's what it's called. And Aizawa would not be expecting this, so when he would activate his smoke, it would be too late, and Izuku would win. And then the round would end and say, Wolf of the Midnight, win. Round 2, fight. And then another 2 hours pass, and then Aizawa gets a lucky blow in because it's like switch up, and then it's all on the line because everybody knows whoever wins this battle is gonna keep number 1 and just not be able to hold on. So, yeah. Then it's and then at the end, Izuku pulls off like the most complex of combos you can pull off with a scorpion, which is, and this is so not true, I'm just making this up, it would be chain throw, cancel, jump right, jump left, chain throw, teleport, because let's say he got an upgrade where he can teleport, but this is for the combo. Teleport, jump, chain throw to the ground, jump over, and then chain throw. And this is a complex combo because it initiates the finish him screen, and yeah, though, and every character can do this, but it's gonna be different for each and every one. So yeah, so he soon gets number 1, and he wins, and yeah, then he starts to play other games, and he starts to gain popularity because he starts to play other games and just like keeps on gaining this momentum of where he can, it seems like he can be number 1 of everything, which now nobody can rank merge him because he is number 1 in the game, and unless they can defeat him in this,
in the fighting game, he can't be married off. So yeah. Um. Now then, yeah. So this is the age of 14. At the age of 16, he would go outside. Not that he hasn't gone outside, but it's important that he goes outside. Which, by now, he is like the biggest streamer because he has taken over the world. He's taken the world by storm because he doesn't go to school. He's not in the hero. He's not part of the hero team or the villain team. He's just his own. He's a free agent, but not really a free agent. He is a lone wolf. That's why everybody calls him the lone wolf. Um. So yeah, he then heads outside to, I don't know, pick up groceries again, and he bumps into this girl with blue hair and turquoise eyes. Well, not bumps him, but sees this girl, and she's still wearing the same clothes as the day they met before. And Izuku walks over to this girl, and he's like, "Hey, you." I don't know if you remember, but like at the age of 10, we bumped into each other, and I just wanted to say, if I could get your name, because you kind of look cute. And then she would turn around, see it's Izuku, and kind of blush at the comment, and she's like, um, um, "Hi, my name's Sinon." I don't know what Sinon's last name is, but yay, it's Sinon. Congratulations, if anybody got that. But yeah, it's Sinon. Sinon would be, and then Izuku would be, "My name's Izuku. Can I get your number so we can text and so I can ask you out on a date? Or do you want to go to a date now?" And then Sinon would kind of blush and be like, "I wouldn't mind going out on a date, just to get to know each other better so we can then see how this relationship would move on." And this is a one shot. This is where I'm ending it. This is going to be a one shot. If you don't want this to be a one shot, comment down below. I will make a part 2 eventually. But I'm gonna finish off ex-military, and then I'm gonna make finish off the artist, and then I'm gonna do the Technoblade ones. And the only reason why I haven't posted the Technoblade was because that's hard to describe. I guess you would say not necessarily hard to describe, but I couldn't really come up with a story for Bakugo's background, but I need Bakugo's background, so yeah. Class dismissed.